So a lot of the success of the shallow sport we owe to my grandfather's designs. He basically designed and manufactured the first fiberglass molded boats. So back in the early 50s, a lot of boats were constructed of wood. You couldn't get a very consistent build on the wood because of the ways the different grains went and the way it was put together. It would be a little bit different every time. It might affect the ride. Whereas a fiberglass manufactured boat that comes out of a mold is exactly the same every single time. So shallow sport was developed in the early 80s, approximately 81, 82, and my father, being born into the boat building industry with his father, basically wanted to design a boat that would function in very shallow water lagoons. First design my father came up with was an 18-footer. At the time, 18 foot was considered to be massive for the lower Laguna Madre. A lot of people just didn't think that that was really necessary, or they didn't think that it was going to function in the shallow water. But with the design that my father and my grandfather came up with, which is what we call the quadrahedral design, it has cathedral curved bottom and then with a sharp V in the front to break up chop. It actually ended up being a drier, smoother running boat that was more stable, but they could run and fish in the extremely shallow flats and then take off from the shallow water. When you're fishing in an area that's 20 square miles, the last thing you want to do is have to pull or push the boat into deeper water before you can take off. And so this design allowed people to go to those places and catch those big fish where they're swimming in the shallow water and then take off and run in different spots. And so it just completely revolutionized the way people fish in the Laguna. My wife and I took over shallow sport boats about 12 years ago now. Our goal when we took over the company was to take a great product and make it better. Over the years, we've really focused on enhancing the product, bringing more value to the product to make it better for the end user.
Really, every year we pick the things that we want to improve, and we will make 30, 50 small improvements on our models every year, regardless if the customer sees it or knows about it or not. Just changing different hatches and latches and fixtures and types of glass and layup schedules and whatnot. So we're constantly striving to improve. We don't ever want to just rest on our laurels.
And so what we do is we have a host of pro team members from South Texas all the way up to North Carolina. And anytime we're going to come up with a new design or a new standard equipment, we want to make sure that that piece of equipment is field tested to the max. So we'll actually install it on a pro team member's boat wherever we want it to be tested. Usually for 6 months to 12 months to make sure that that product is going to stand up to the harsh environments of, say, the lower Laguna Madre and the salinity of our bays.
You put anything in this water down here and it's going to rust overnight. So all of our stainless is top of the line, the best you can get. We actually have people that come down here and bring their products to put on our boats to run in our environment to make sure that it will last and last a long time, not a year or two. We're talking 5, 6, 7 years down the road.
We have a new state-of-the-art facility that's producing all of the boats. We've invested a lot of our resources into expanding the factory.
One of our recent add-ons that we did is a test tank, which is basically a big swimming pool that we back our boats into. The reason for doing this is over the years we've developed more live wells, swim platforms, power poles, and all this stuff has to be bolted onto the boat. And we want to make sure it goes into the tank, sits there for a couple hours to ensure there's no leaking. So that's really helped us to ensure that the boat gets to the dealer and the customer without any issues or problems.
Our company, our workers, we really do try to treat them like family. We've got some people here that have worked here way longer than I have. We've got several families that actually work here, husband, wives, kids.
Shallow sport has been a part of my life now for the past 12 years. I enjoy it. It's a family business. We take in consideration all of our employees as a family. We like to take care of them. We want to make them feel comfortable. I've always said an environment when you're happy, you're not nervous, you're not concerned, you're not upset, you produce quality boats.
Somebody bought a shallow sport, a lot of times we hear that their father had a shallow sport or their grandfather had a shallow sport. And that repeat business only proves that once you buy a shallow sport, you are committed for life because it does everything we say it will do. They are happy with the product. They don't need anything else. We want to make sure that the families that purchase a shallow sport love their boats. It's the pride of ownership of the product. When they come down to our owners tournament, I just love to see all the smiles on the kids' faces, when they come in on the boats and with the fish. It gives me a reason to get out of bed every day, and it's a passion for me.
We're not going anywhere. We're not a startup company. We're not doing this on a whim. This is something that has been generations and generations, and we're young and we're excited for what's coming next, and we've got a lot of plans and ideas, and we're looking forward to sticking around and seeing where this goes.